Okay, so now let's look at how to analyze the grades. And, you just get these numbers back, and it can be kind of difficult to look at that. But I'm going to look now at the download section, and you go to where it says process bubbles, and you just click on that, and then you can download the process bubbles. And then if you go over to the analysis page, which is under this tab, it goes through the various things that are given in that. So let's go through that now. First, I have downloaded the process bubbles right here. You might want to copy this, so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to rename that as, say, class run 2, or, exam 3, or whatever it is you want to call it. I'm going to open it up. All right, you'll need to enable editing, or you might not have to do that, but you'll probably have to enable the content. This has a macro in it, which calculates certain things when you when you're given a set of data, it will calculate certain things. There are some instructions here. It says read through these instructions, enter the number of items in cell C2, followed by the answer key and the rest of row 2. I'll leave that to you. I'm just going to describe this. I'm going to leave this little window open, though. This is the data that is from the comma-separated variable file, the CSV file, that Form Scanner has created. So you'll just go to your, go back to your form. So this is that form that we were just dealing with. I'll open up this. I'll take these files, or these rows. I will copy them, and then I'll paste them into the process bubbles right here. So I've already done that. I've pasted them in there. And then you'll need to enter a key. So right here, these have 27 options. In this is actually a separate form that I've run, but it has 27 options. And then these are the answers. So this is my key. Notice I have up to question 27. So you can put in and edit these however you like. This is the number of questions that you have. And then these are the data from Form Scanner. Now if you notice some of these, like for example here, some of these questions have multiple responses. So you can have multiple responses, you can have no responses, whatever. So notice here, this one for example, has no response here for that question. Now, when you have that all set up, you can just come over here and click on this box. You can also hit Control O to recalculate scores. Okay, so what I have here is a number of things. If the question has been answered correctly, it's yellow. If the question has been answered incorrectly, it's green. And if the question has been answered inappropriately, that is an answer that might not be necessarily incorrect, but is not appropriate. So for example here, the student marked A and C, but the correct answer is A. So you might have to go in and say, well, what did the student do that was inappropriate? Or for example here, the student didn't mark an answer at all. And so you might want to go back and say, well, first of all, did the student just barely mark the bubble and so it wasn't picked up? And of course, that's a problem that you have with other scanning forms as well. Or here, it had 3 options and only 1 was correct. So that's what the red here means. And the colors make a nice visual way to look at how your class did in certain questions. So for example, this question, which a lot of the students missed, you might want to go back and readdress that question either in class, or maybe the key is wrong, or maybe it's just not a very good question. So those are all good things to look at. However, there are also some analysis, some values down here. The item facility, the number of students, these are quartiles, 1, 2, and 3, and then these are the average of the top 2 students and the bottom 4 students, and the discrimination. Now each of these is described on the analysis page. So if you go here, these things are all described in the text, and I'll leave that here for you. A useful number though is the discrimination, and the discrimination basically means how good is the question. So if your discrimination is greater than 0.2, for example, then you should check the key or consider revising the question. That it's just not a very good question, that your good students are not getting it right and your poor students are getting it correct. All right. So those are all useful things. Here's an additional website for you to go and learn more about this item analysis. In short, Form Scanner opens up a whole array of things that you can do with analyzing multiple choice exams and the way that you assess those exams.